Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, Awaken Tarot. Website on the bag here is myryve.com. The creative director for this deck is Sally Willems, Willms. I believe if you go to the website you should find that, but I haven't gone to the website yet, so I'm not completely sure. Supportive Oracle cards. Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reish. Website at the bottom, hayhouse.com. Feel free to freeze frame to check that out if you'd like to. What do we have for Aquarius? Right off the bat. Okay. What's going on here? Oh, well, you got the Four of Swords too, so... Okay, I don't... We have to put out all the cards, like all the cards. Okay, are we done? Or just the cards just keep coming and coming and coming. So okay, a lot of healing, whatever's going on here. A lot of healing. So this is where what we're dealing with the most from the past. Queen of Pentacles. Whoever this person is, and it's relative to your experience, they used to be very good at holding everything together. Don't get caught up in the gender, but this is somebody who, like, they had things down pat, they did the things the way they wanted to. I wouldn't say they do them the way that you do them, but they had things under control. The way that they handled them well. Again, it might not be the way you would want to do things. You might not even have agreed with the way they did them, but they knew what they were doing, and they were fairly successful with it. Probably pretty successful with it. There's this change that happens. I don't know if the change happened fast or if you were informed of it fairly out of the blue, something like... I don't know if the change happened really like that, or it's just that you got the information like that. Just all of a sudden you were included in the information, like, by the way, this happened, or by the way, this is going on. It could be something, it could be a quick change, or it could be just you were let known, and all of a sudden your whole perception of the situation changed because you're like, oh, I didn't realize that was going on. Because the Tower card comes in with the Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is more about how it's affecting you. It doesn't feel like this happened overnight. It could have, but it feels more about the way it's changing your life is happening overnight with the Wheel of Fortune. Like, things are throwing around, or things are switching and going back and forth in your life. It just, to you, like, the fact that you have to deal with it seems to pop out of the blue. Again, it could have been something that happened to everybody really quickly, or it's just that you were let in and let known what was going on. As that happens, you have a response to that, and you seem to take up a lot of responsibility. Even in the beginning, I know it's the Ace of Pentacles, and that's like, it's like a seed that grows, a very strong seed that grows and gets stronger over time. But even in the beginning, it feels to you like you had to take on a lot of responsibility, and just the more you get involved with it, the more you see what's going on, the more you have to do with it. Information is not a problem for Aquarius, but it's like, I feel like the information coming at me, I don't have the ability to sit on it very long. A lot's coming in, a lot has to be handled right away. I feel like this is one of those situations where I need to be in 3 places at once, not just 2, but 3 places at once. And there's only so much I can do. Things will be falling through the cracks, and it's just how it's going to be. I'll just have to pick it up as I keep going. It seems to go very, very fast in the sense of, like, again, like, I feel like I have to be in 3 places at once. It goes fast in the sense of responsibilities and things that have to be handled. It's like all this has to be handled. I feel like I'm saying it right, because it's kind of like, it's not like it's all happening fast. It's not like somebody's running, But it's kind of like the more you get into the situation, the more you realize what needs to happen, the more you're like, that has to be done yesterday. That should have been done a long time ago. And I have to keep, I feel like I'm moving very fast to put things where they should be versus where they are. And it's like the faster it gets put back where it should be, or goes the way it should be, the better it gets. So I feel like I have to be in 3 places at once. It's ironic that you're handling it very quickly, but I don't know, it's not like it's somebody running. It's like, I feel like you'll understand when you're dealing with it, because like you have to deal with it fast. It's kind of like, this has been going wrong for too long. I have to put it where it's supposed to be, and the sooner I do, the better it goes. You're very obligated. You have a very strong attachment to the situation, moving forward very quickly, using your intellect at its peak performance here. Like, I have to stay on my game. You feel very, very attached to the situation. It's very, very important to you. It's a weird feeling, because it's like, even though you're very much moving forward very quickly, making a lot of decisions very fast, it does feel like I have to work with others on this, and I don't really care for that, because I feel like that becomes its own issue. But I need to keep moving forward. I just keep moving forward, but I do seem to have to constantly work with other people. The fact that you have the Page of Pentacles here where you're standing, it doesn't feel like I have as much control as I need. I feel like I have to work with other people to get control. That may be another reason why I feel like I have to be in 3 places at once. Because to get things to actually happen, it's like I have to get 3 people to sign off on it. Something like that. It just feels like I have to constantly get approval. And I have to talk with people and make them understand why this is what we need to do. That's weird. That's such a weird card to have for you. Very weird. The situation is going to go from devastation to abundance. I'm not saying it's going to go... It's going to go as good as it can go. It's going to go from completely devastated to as good as it can go, if that makes sense. Because I feel like you're looking at it and immediately seeing like everything that's not supposed to happen is happening. It is what it is. The situation is not like going through a miraculous change. It's not like there's going to be a miraculous recovery. I do feel, though, it's going from this devastation to this abundance due to your connection. Like, that's wrong. It's kind of like somebody who's living on their own, and they, you know, their heat isn't working, and, you know, they don't have a car to go anywhere, so there's a lot of things that are lacking. And you're like, all right, they don't have a car. Can they drive a car? Do we need to get somebody else out there? Do I need to drive stuff out there? How do we get the heater fixed? Who do we pay to get the heater fixed? Is everything else okay? Are the ducts working? You're like making it so, like, you know, transportation is happening again. The heat is happening again. The situation is what it is, but you're getting things flowing back and forth. You're getting things functioning like they should again, which is taking it from devastation to a more productive place. It says abundance, but I feel like it's going back to where it should be. You're making the situation functional again. With all that, there's a lot going on here. I keep feeling like I'm dealing with other people. Other people with different ideas, but I don't know. People... Oh, there's something behind this card. I didn't notice that. Okay, so you got the Emperor and you got the King of Wands. These are very strong energies. I feel like you're dealing with both of these in this situation, and they don't agree, which is odd, because they're both fire. Typically, these two energies would be compatible, but they have different ideas about what should happen, and neither of them are willing to back down. Behind the Emperor, because I was just like, usually the Emperor is kind of like willing to negotiate for the truth. If it's really for the best, they're willing to negotiate if it's really for the best. But I'm getting judgment behind the Emperor in the sense of, like, whatever's going on here, they don't believe that this person over here has the correct judgment. They truly believe that they are right, and when the Emperor believes they're right, they will not back down. The King of Wands doesn't understand what it is to back down. Your energy has to deal with both of these. I feel like they're saying whoever the person is who usually backs down if they believe what's right, find out why they believe that they have the correct information and why they believe it has to work out the way they're saying. I feel like if you understand what's going on with them and why they believe what they believe and why they feel what they feel, I feel like you can get to the bottom of it. You might have some very little wiggle room, But once you have that together with the Emperor, you can deal with the King of Wands, which might not be fun, but I feel like you can make this work out. There's going to be a lot of quick decisions. That's kind of one way to work around the King of Wands, is to make very quick decisions and show the results and just keep moving. The King of Wands might be more negotiable once you start just doing things and just showing the result. There's probably going to be a lot of unhappy moments because of that, but it will at least progress it and heal the situation forward. I'm saying unhappy moments, but I'm hearing people yell is what I'm getting. I'm like, people being really mean, but I feel like it might pass quicker than it matters, and I feel like you already know what you're dealing with. The situation is going to a whole new phase. Whoever had control of it before is not going to have control of it going forward. I don't know if you're going to be the one getting control. I don't even know if you want to be the one getting control. But somebody new is coming in and taking control of this situation. Ironically, for some of you, there might be a legal aspect, so somebody legally might have control of this situation. There might be a legal representative or some type of advocate. Keep that in mind. It's a general read. Take it with a grain of salt. If you want control of it, you might be able to get it. The question is, do you want control of it? Because I get the Ace of Wands coming in with the Lovers. The Ace of Wands is like, that's a fire card. I mean, it's kind of, it reminds me of like one of those holy places where they keep the fire burning, and it's been burning for years. They just keep feeding it. The fire never goes out. So this is going to be one of those situations where you're going to have to constantly tend the fire, morning, noon, and night, and through the night. You know what I mean? It's going to have to be constantly fed. Sure, you could probably put a couple logs on there and walk away for an hour, maybe two, but like, you're going to have to constantly feed the situation. There's a lot of healing coming out here too. The situation is meant to have a lot more healing than it currently is enjoying, but they're also kind of saying, you know, only take this on if you actually want it. Whoever had control before is not going to have control in the future. So it makes me feel like maybe this person, whoever the King of Wands was, had control before. The Emperor might end up with control if you don't want it. Support the person who's in control. It should be fine. If you don't want it, that is. Again, there could be this advocate thing going on here, or some type of legal connection where somebody in a legal position has control. Whoever ends up having control, as long as you work with that energy, you should have say. You should be able to keep it where you want it, as long as you work with that energy and realize what that energy actually wants and what they feel they need to do. But overall, there's a lot of healing. It is a weird situation. It is a very weird situation is what I'm getting, but I do see like this going better down the road. Keep in mind, make sure you don't take it on unless you really want to. Don't take it because you feel you have to. Only take it if you want to. Otherwise, that might be a temporary situation. The situation might evolve in a way that it takes it away from you. Just keep that away. Keep that in mind. Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.